It's that time again. This is the June post-board meeting video. I wanted to take some time tonight to share with you some amazing things that are going on in our district. And tonight, many of you tuned in on our YouTube channel, and we had quite a few people in attendance to come and support our strategic plan. The Board of Education has officially approved with a 7-0 vote our strategic plan. I look back at the past year, starting my job officially when I took over board meetings in the district in June of last year, and to think of all the work that was created. And considering COVID-19 and that hitting right in the middle of our strategic planning, we were able to still push through and get our strategic work done. I want to give a shout out to our strategic planning community and staff members, everyone that was part of that process, to our action plan leaders, to our action plan teams, to Dr. Kite and his staff, and people in our staff here at Central Office that helped facilitate that work. In my mind, in my opinion, there's no greater work that could have been done to directly impact the future education of our students than developing a strategic plan. The strategic plan will get posted on the website. Please become familiar with it as a community. You'll see several items that will need to be addressed over the next 5 years that we're going to need support from the community on, ranging from early childhood education expansion to career tech ed improvements and growth, to high quality instruction, teaching and learning, to recruiting the best staff and having competitive salary schedules, to focusing on the whole child and their social and emotional development, having strong support for kids that need assistance and intervention and academic supports and behavioral supports. So many wonderful things in the plan that are going to impact our kids. So stay tuned, tap into those documents on the web, the link on the strategic webpage, strategic plan on the webpage. And more information will come over the next month and a half. We'll begin identifying our year one items that we'll be working on, and we'll have that communicated out so everybody will know what items we're going to tackle first on year one. Looking forward to that, and appreciative also of our Board of Education for their investment and commitment to our plan and moving forward. And now they get to hold me accountable and our staff to making sure the plan is implemented with fidelity. So moving on to the regular session items, we discussed, let me get to my report here. We discussed, I proposed, not as a recommendation, as a discussion point, a grant writer job description. One of the strategies in Action 7, or Strategy 7 of our strategic plan, refers to creating a grant writing position, a job description. And so I presented a draft job description to the board of what that position might look like. There are a lot of dollars right now out there in regards to grants. And also we want to expand our sponsorships with community, regional, local, and regional patrons. And so the board and I just discussed the logistics of that plan, the details of that plan. So more to come as we move down the road, but wanted to give a shout on that. One of the big announcements that we have to make is the board has tasked me over the last few months to evaluate and bring to them a new recommendation on our early graduation requirements. In the past, we have allowed students to graduate really early, at any time they're even their junior year, as long as they've met their graduation requirements. We have seen a significant increase in that happening. One of the concerns the board's had in regards to early graduation is, are kids really prepared as they leave to go enter the workforce or enter college? Are they going to college? Are they going to home? What's the plan for that? The board's also just wanting to make sure that as a school district, we're bringing the highest quality education for our students, and that we're giving them every reason to be here, that we're providing internship opportunities, dual credit opportunities, A+ opportunities, things here in our campus that we continue to enhance. And I feel like we've done a great job on those things, but to continue to enhance and expand those items so we can give kids every excuse, like no excuse that they don't want to leave because they see us as the best option for them as they move forward. So we assembled a team of leaders. Dr. Suter did a phenomenal job facilitating that discussion and bringing in our central office team, counselors, instructional coach, some teachers, and different perspectives and different voices, and ultimately decided that students, in order to be able to graduate early, they must have completed 7 semesters, which would mean that they wouldn't be able to graduate prior to the December of their senior year. That would be the earliest time that they would be able to graduate. and that as part of that process, if they want to graduate early, they are required to have a meeting with their parents or guardian, with our counselor and administrators, to talk about what their plans are when they graduate. This is going to be implemented beginning this fall, this school year, so this will impact anybody moving forward. Again, early graduation is 7 semesters, with only able to graduate December at the earliest. Moving on, one of the items that was discussed, we are contracting out some services for speech and language services. We've done that. Our director, Liz Smith, has done a phenomenal job with that, leading that, and she is. The board approved a contract with a new group that will be able to provide that at a discounted rate compared to what we were paying last year. So that's good news. The final thing that really was a big discussion tonight was regards to our budget. The board had 2 actions that they needed to make a decision on. One was they were required by law to adopt a budget for the next fiscal year, which needed to happen by the end of this month. And the board has done that, with the understanding that really the final numbers for that budget won't be provided to them until August, as everything kind of trickles in and audit's completed and we have all of our information. All that will be transparent to our community, or we'll have a budget message sent out to you. Everybody will be able to tap in and have clear transparency on how your dollars are used. I think that's pretty critical. We talked about some of the shortfalls in revenue from the governor. We recognize that will impact us in a negative way, but we've also done a really good job as a district of being fiscally responsible this last year. We started back in September. Back in September of last year, I asked everyone to begin being very cautious on their spending. And so teachers, staff, custodians, everybody across the board, and administrators, everybody has really done a remarkable job on being fiscally responsible. We've actually saved a lot of money, almost $1.3 million in spending from last year to this year. But we've also been shortchanged a significant amount on revenue because of some of the withholdings and loss of revenues for this year. So, but saying that, we ended last fiscal year with about 17% in our reserve balance. That's that unrestricted money that we can use for operational things and projects, and it's kind of that savings account if we need it for any kind of disaster or to weather the storm. So I'm pleased to report that we're going to be able to end this year probably close to 20%. We're sitting at right at about 19% reserves right now. I anticipate us being pretty close to 20% once all the dollars are in. And I can't really move on without giving a shout out to Gayla Schinenberger. She's my right-hand person, just phenomenal at what she does. Just so much appreciate her work. She's remarkable and really has helped with a lot of the numbers. We've been crunching and going in and out of each other's office, kind of pulling her hair. I don't have hair, but we at least vent together. But she's been remarkable, and so we're sitting in a pretty good position, considering I anticipate I've created a budget for next year that with anticipating some shortfalls, especially from the state level, that the governor will probably withhold some money. So we've created that already. Fortunately, we're about 74% funded locally, which means we rely heavily on our taxpayers. So while we're not going to have enough money, I mean, there's certain concerns about how we move forward with our strategic plan with our current operational budget. We are in a good position for next year to be able to move forward in terms of the projects that we're wanting to do. And the other thing I think we'll see some really benefits from is we're transitioning from a device, kind of a top-end device, and I've shared this with you in the past. That device costs us a significant amount of dollars, and we're going to Chromebooks. And so over the course of the next few years, we're talking about hundreds of thousands of dollars that will be saved. One thing I just want patrons to understand, that our payroll, the amount that we spend on payroll a month, is about $1.5 million. And sometimes people see that number and are pretty shocked, but we are one of the largest employers in the county, in the area. And so it's a big expense to employ this many people. So, but I feel pretty optimistic. I feel like we have enough cushion in our budget that we can go ahead and approve salary, a step increase for our staff, as well as absorb some of the cost associated with our insurance increases, and still put the district in a position where we're not going to be drained. Again, Long term, we're going to have to look at revenues in terms of how do we implement that strategic plan to meet those needs. But we have some items that we'll be working on and sharing with our community about that. So the second piece of the conversation is the board did approve a step increase for all of our employees, including those that might have taken extra graduate classes that they can move on the salary schedule, and also have approved an increase of how much they pay for each board or each employee in regards to their health benefits. And so that will absorb the cost of the health benefit increase that we had this year. What a blessing it is to be in the Reef Spring School District. What a blessing it is to serve with this great school board, this great community. I'm so grateful for the work that's been done. Our commitment to academic and personal excellence and being world class is already being felt and is so strong, and I'm just excited to see where we continue to head. Thank you so much for tuning in. Please shoot me an email if you have questions. Thank you, everyone. Take care. Oh, one quick note. I know a lot of people have questions about what is fall going to happen with school. What's that reentry plan? You can anticipate seeing some surveys going out in the next couple weeks with a plan. We're working on our plan with a hope to have a plan in place that we can communicate out towards the end of July. That's kind of aligned with most school districts. So we're working on it. We understand the multiple concerns on both angles, but more information will come as we move forward. Thank you so much, everyone. Take it easy and enjoy your summer.